Hello Corkies, welcome back. Today I am going to be reviewing what I consider the best budget coffee pour over scale. It's just great all around kitchen scale too if you're in the market for that. And it's pretty cheap. I'll leave a link down in the description below where you can pick this boy up on Amazon. It's the CJ4000, so stay tuned. We all know you're supposed to get joy and fascination from even the little things in life that most people take for granted. So here at corkandjava.com, we're here to expand and enrich your experience with all of your favorite beverages through wine and coffee, reviews, and how-tos. So if that sounds interesting to you and you're new here, smash that subscribe button down below so you're notified when all of our future videos come out. If you've been following us for a while, you know that consistency is one of the most important things to getting a good quality cup of coffee every morning, or if you're at a shop, making sure that your customers are all getting the same consistent type of drink. Now there's some fancy, really expensive scales out there. If you're looking at price doesn't matter, I really recommend the Luna. It is an awesome coffee scale, but I think it comes around $200, $250. But if you're in the market for something, you know, in the $30 price range, this is one of the original gangsters for the coffee game here. It is the CJ4000. This is a kind of a lid that doubles for a kind of a holding bowl for measuring stuff. I don't really use that, but it says you can, so you can. So this thing goes up to 4,000 grams, but it can be measured. You can measure in ounces, grams, pounds, or pieces with this thing. So it has quite a bit of range on it, which makes it great for doing coffee pour overs because you're gonna have a large volume of coffee on there. You probably have a mug or a decanter, maybe a Chemex on here. So you're not getting close to that, you know, 8+ pound of stuff on the scale unless you're baking a cake and you got a pretty heavy mixing bowl or something like that. It goes up very high, much more than you would need. But because of that, you're gonna sacrifice a little bit of accuracy. So this thing, typically for coffee, you know, you're weighing in grams. So this gets to the ½ gram limit, which is okay. You know, some other machines measure at 1/10 of a gram. But what I find even more important than, you know, having a very accurate machine is having precision. And let me show you how precise this thing is. All right, so let's turn this on. It's got a kind of annoying loud beep. And here's a cup that I would normally weigh coffee beans in. And it comes in at 28.5. Take it off. Put it back on, 28.5, 28.5, 28.5. So that's the precision. And let's go with something a little bit heavier. This is a fully ceramic, and it's got, you know, some of my tea infusion stuff in there too. So measures at 470 grams exactly. Take it off, put it back on, 470, 470. And while I got you down here, let me just show you, here's the tare or 0 button. So let's say you've got your coffee and ready to go and you're gonna start pouring in some liquid water in there. You can tare and then it zeroes out the scale and you can go and start pouring your coffee in until you get to the right amount of grams that you're looking for. So that's the precision of this thing, which is why I find it even better than, you know, some ones that get a little bit more accurate. As long as you're getting within that 0.5 grams for your pour over, you're not gonna really notice much of a difference. And more importantly than accuracy is every day, this is gonna be weighing the same amount every time. You're not gonna have a large variation. I've seen machines that, you know, they have that a tenth of a gram accuracy, but they're not precise. Like, you can do that test that we just did with the same object, and it'll be anywhere from like 0.3 to like a gram even off every time you re-put that object back on. So it's just not that great in terms of that. And one thing you're going to want to be aware of with pretty much any scale is the electronics are very sensitive to heat. And so some coffee scales, they come with like a silicone pad to put, you know, your mug on that gets warm. What I do is I'll just take this piece of cardboard. I just got it off of, I think, the Amazon box that this came in, and just put it on there. It gives it a little bit of a insulation between my mug, which I'm using for pour over, and the machine here. Sometimes I'll put a few coffee filters below it as well, just to give it a little bit of extra insulation. And the other thing that's really important with a pour over coffee machine is speed. You want it to be showing you exactly what it's weighing. You don't want any lag. Some machines, it takes a little bit for the display to show what the weight is, and that lag time, by the time, if you're doing a pour over, by the time you get to your temperature and you stop, it still crawls up to higher than where you were aiming for. So this one is great. It's very quick, and I can hit within a gram of the measurements that I'm aiming for with my pour over with the gooseneck. So another thing I like about this device is it comes with an AC adapter cable. It does run on batteries if you want to, 3 AAA, but I don't like to worry about batteries, and so I just like the feature that you can plug it in and not have to worry about it. Lastly, it's got some nice, you know, rubber mounts on the bottom that keep it from sliding around on your counter too much. And yeah, it's not a waterproof device, so just be careful with your pour overs on it. You don't want to spill on this machine, but like I said, I mean, it's in the $30 price range or so. So you can buy a whole lot of these before you're buying your Lunas. So that's a great thing about this, is it's cheap and it gets the job done for your coffee pour overs. Now, will this do espresso? Obviously this unit is probably not going to fit under most espresso machines if you're weighing the espresso yield as it comes out of the machine, but it'll do okay for measuring just the beans itself. Because you're getting such a range of weight up to 4,000 grams on this thing, it sacrifices a little bit of that accuracy, so it's only going to 0.5 gram. So you can get smaller scales that like I'd recommend, like an AWS pocket scale that is maybe 100 or 200 gram weight limit, and they do really, really well on that very lightweight measurements and very accurate to a 1/10 or even 100th of a gram for measuring out your coffee fine grinds for your espresso. So I recommend you can get those pretty cheap too, to get one separate for weighing out espresso, and then this one is your go-to for your pour overs, measuring for French press or cold brew, stuff like that, making sure you get your ratios right. And if you just want a handy kitchen scale as well for all your baking and stuff, the benefit of this is it goes to such high weight, so you can really get a nice size bowl on this thing and fill it up with all sorts of flour and ingredients that you're weighing out. So it's great for that. All right, guys, leave a comment down below if you're considering getting this scale. If you have it and you're using it, what are your thoughts about it? Give us a thumbs up if you liked this review and thought it was helpful, if you learned anything. And yeah, until next time, guys, bottoms up.